Hey guys, this is Juno, and welcome back to another account review in Summoners War. We are on Dr. Perp's account, a global account where he wanted some pointers in RTA and also his siege defense. He was really pushing RTA. He believes that he could get Punisher. He's confident that he could get Punisher. So let's take a look at the runes and box. We do see a couple of LD5s in front of us. Sadly, not all of them are too great. I mean, I'm not a fan of Juno. I'm not a fan of Meeting. Pontos is great. I think Isis is great in a certain team. And also Jessica, obviously there are uses for her, but she's not a top tier, always pick out type of LD5s. I really don't think there are a lot of LD5s that you could pull out all the time, like as a first pick. A few that we could name off is probably like a Nephthys, a Ragdoll, maybe even Maximilian, where you really draft your team around that unit. We could question Ragdoll because I don't like drafting around one unit too much as an LD5 point. Obviously, there are other units as well that's non-LD5. For example, Lila that you could draft around with. I really don't think there are a whole lot of LD5s where you could draft your team around confidently. And it doesn't look like he has too many. If you want to argue one, I do think maybe Pontos could be a good one, at least what we see on the screen, but we'll see it more in depth as we get into the RTA page. His current record for regular arena P3, he didn't really ask for any arena advice, so I think he's happy there. He hasn't been playing for so long, less than 500 days. World Arena C2, he's currently C3 right now, and then he's confident he can get into P1, P2 Punisher ranks. So we'll take a look at that. Special League is C1, probably just getting, just a gold star and then stopping. He's in the G1 Siege, where he wanted me to check out his siege defenses. I know that he is missing a few units. He doesn't have a whole lot. I mean, understandable because it is an account that's less than 500 days old. So for fire, he's missing Federica. He's missing Carnal. Okay, Ren. I do think Ren is a good unit, especially with a team that he's trying to run. For RTA, Sekhmith, that's pretty big too. Velojul, that's a big unit as well, especially in today's meta because Velojul is so good. For water, Zibala is not there. Alaya for siege. Okay, he has Hey Gang, that's good. He doesn't have Beth. He has Chandra, that's great. Wind, maybe Jameer. Did he have Pyeongchar for siege, at least for siege defense? He does have Pyeongchar, so that's good too. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he has a lot of the units for Wind. He actually has so many more than I thought of for being a 450-day-old account. Light, he has Jessica, Audrey, Pontos, Isis, the 4 right there. He doesn't have Leah for Arena. Oh, he does have Leah. Okay, Arena offense option right there. He has Dova, awesome. For Dark, he has the Jaina, the Meeting. And okay, he has Vitra, he has the Dark Series. Awesome. He has a lot of siege defense options. So I'm hoping to see some Dark Series defenses. He doesn't have the Dark Cookie, so not the most annoying one, but still Dark Series is awesome. Right now, probably the most meta speed lead in siege defense. For RTA, probably like a Lila team, Lila Hey Gang, or we could go Chandra Smyster, which is something that I also like to do, or Chandra Sagar, but I don't like Sagar too much right now as an early pick because Vert is just straight up a clear counter there, especially if it's paired with a Veramos. So we'll check that out. Awesome runes of violence. Okay, quad roll right there. Gem is low, but it does have a gem. It does have a max grind. I like to see that. Okay, very fast rune there too. Would like to see better grinds and gems, to be fair. I think a +5 is worthy on this account. Obviously, at least a hero max attack percentage on this. Another decent one. I do not like the accuracy gem there. It makes the rune very inefficient. I'll probably just go attack percent or HP percent, really. Same with this one. I think resistance is a bad choice. I would go attack percent, to be fair. Now this is questionable, but you do have all the percentage stats, you do have the speed, so Yeah, you could justify your resistance choice. I'm not gonna say that's a wrong choice because, I mean, you have it on Escher. I don't know why he would need resistance, but it might be on somebody else in RTA. Who knows? Let's go into the different slots. Okay, decent there too. It looks like for the gems that you went for, you didn't go for the efficiency chasing. You just went with the stat that you needed at that point. Because if you look at this, I don't know what this was. Maybe it was a flat stat, who knows? Maybe a lower accuracy, or maybe it was crit rate, crit damage. But including myself, a lot of people will think about it and decide on whether you're going to be chasing efficiency rather than a certain stat. I play it in a thought process where if you max your efficiency on all your runes, eventually you could get all the stats that you want. That could be wrong, but by doing so, the slot 6s, like accuracy, resistance, or the slot 4's crit rate, crit damage, are much more desirable, and the stats you want are a lot more achievable even with those runes. I don't know if that makes any sense, but in a sense, to put it simply, those slots that have, you know, the unconventional percentage stats, resistance, accuracy, crit rate, crit damage, are a lot more valuable if you could get a whole lot of more efficient stats with your other runes, other like tanky stats or damage stats. So that's why I like to chase efficiency. Thing is that your either crit rate, well, crit damage is a different cost because it has no limit, but crit rate, accuracy, or resistance can easily maybe, you know, top off the 100% that you do not really need. Especially accuracy, you don't need anything over 85%. Reason why I am more of a chaser for efficiency rather than making a rune to have all the stats when it really doesn't need it. Same with this one. See, these defense percent, HP percent are very low, 5%. If it was me, I would have went with an HP percent to make it at least 11% and kept whatever this flat stat or whatever other stat it was as it is. But I think that's the pattern we're gonna see with all of his runes. This is a little different. He did put a percentage stat. He did put HP here. That's good. I think we could all agree that he has good rune quality. I think we're just lacking a little on gems and grinds. Oh, that's a great speed, but man, the main stat, you lost there, didn't you? Okay, so that was violent runes, and to be fair, those were really nice. I'm gonna go quickly on the swift. That's decent as well, but we are seeing the same issue. Grinds and gems, that's a very fast slot 3, quad right there, 31. Decent slot 4, but that's a flat stat. But there are other options. Very, very abundant runes with speed. I mean, there are some slots that are on the slower side with like 21s without grinds, but overall, a lot of 22s, a decent number of 23s. But I think it's a little slower than violent, right? I think that's what we've seen. Despair, okay, slot 1 is good. No quads though. Slot 3 as well, but decent, 22s. Slot 4, that could be a 28 right there, was a crit damage rune. Another 28. And then another 26, okay. Let's take a look at Will. Got it. Slot 1 is okay. Slot 3 is okay, but definitely weaker than the other sets we have seen. Slot 4, that's a crit damage rune though. Slot 5, okay, 22. Ooh, and a quad right there. Low quad, but quad is a quad again. Accuracy percent, I don't know if that's what I went for, but it's decent because you have three grindable stats. That's okay. Another 29. Wow. So I think from rune quality alone, I want to say, yeah, you could get into Punisher. I think you should have no issue. If you pick and ban, have a nice team, you should have no issue getting into Punisher. Let's get into Siege first before we get into RTA. You wanted my thoughts on his Siege defenses. I mean, G1 Siege, with the rune quality we've seen, I think he should be doing really well. Yeah, this is pretty good, right? 1-1, 3-3, 10-8, 7-6, 6-3, 3-2. I really think this should be doing a lot better. Okay, Violent. Swift. And then Despair. Despair Guard, really? I think this could have a better build. I would just do 3 defenses, or 4 defenses, sorry, and then, you know, make the rest. But I think right now, what you're trying to do is spread out your runes into 6 defenses. But why don't you spread it out to 4 defenses and then make more defenses with whatever leftover you have, because you know, if you spread out the greatness you have, everything just becomes good at best. But if you make less of the good, you might be able to make a few of the great. So yeah, I think I'll first, or maybe I'll just go around and probably re-ruin your entire defense, but prioritize some of the defenses that you're gonna start with. I think I'll go with these two. These are pretty nice snap 4 defenses. As you can see that this is not being used, so just like keep that on the side, and then I'll focus the rest on this one. What's really interesting is that you're not using Pyeongchar. And I saw you had Pyeongchar, right? Yeah, you do. I'd rather change your Chandra. It's in the defense right now, right? Yeah, so I'm not gonna change it, but I'd rather change your Chandra defense with a Pyeongchar. Get rid of the Nora and put a Pyeongchar there, and I think you'll do a lot better. I mean, Narsha would have been better here, but I mean, it is what it is. You could switch out the last unit for something else if you want to. What's a popular one? LD5 is the popular one, but is Jaina the best choice? What other LD5s? You could try Ming. You could actually try Audrey. I think Audrey within that team is kind of cool and still does decently well. So that's what I would recommend. I'll get rid of these two and put Pyeongchar and Audrey and see how that works. So that'll be one. And then obviously depending on what your G1 guild's running. Well, for a G1 guild, you guys are pretty stacked and coordinated because you guys are using very similar defenses. So that's cool. That's cool. But that means that you'll have to kind of comply with what they're building. So I hope that whatever I recommend is still part of that compliance and you can still run that kind of defense. Another good one, you know, what I've seen a lot is this with the chilling with the Katarina. In G1, even in G2 and G3, you sometimes see it. And depending on how it's ruined, it does extremely well. Why not try it out? Obviously, you can't make the Katarina too slow because it has to be somewhat speed tuned in this case. So I'll try building this as well, but I'm not gonna, you know, say that this is one of the best defenses out there and, you know, focus your best runes on it. But it's early in the season. You could test out a lot of defenses. This is an LD type of defense, so you could argue that you'll put it in the LD tower. I don't know, but I think it could work out. Overall, I don't like this one too much. It's something that we used to run, but it doesn't work too well. This one, like I said, I think I'll change it with Pyeongchar and Audrey. I'm hoping that this one is a compliance of the guild, but I do think rather than Angela, Eladriel is good. But to be fair, it could be Angela, Eladriel, Triana. Try all three, see which one works the best. I do like these two defenses right now, the state of it, and this one you could just get rid of. Okay, finally for RTA. So he is in C3 with a 52% win rate, 460 games. And the type of games he's playing is Heigang with Tomoe. Heigang Tomoe, but he doesn't bring out Layla too much. Okay. It looks like if the opponent is going fast, he switches to Ethna. But I don't think you have to do that because you have Heigang. See, I'd rather have countered this team by picking out a Leo at the end. Then you would have kept your Heigang. Right? Because they're going to be... And you obviously should ruin your Heigang to be a Swift, to be a Leo trap. Sorry, to be a Sonya trap. The picks are interesting. Okay, this is more of the conventional team that I see, but it looks like you only go this team if the opponent is slow. But I think you have to learn that if you have Heigang, that is something that you don't have to always force yourself upon, because even if they outspeed, if they have some kind of strip, your Heigang is there to save your team. It's there for the rescue. Obviously, then you have to keep in mind that, oh, they might ban the Heigang because the opponent knows that too. Then you have to make sure your last pick is a hard counter to the draft that they have built, so that they either give you the hard counter or they give you the Heigang. It's a mind game thing, but I think if you get the hang of it, you'll see more success with it. Because right now, what I see is that when the opponent goes for a fast type of draft, you pivot hard. You get away from that conventional team, which I don't know if that's a good thing to do. I mean, if you're very confident with your Swift set, sure. But sometimes Tomoe Heigang lacks damage in a lot of cases. See, even this, you could tell that they're going slow from these two picks, so you pick the Lila. But as soon as they don't pick a slow team, you kind of pivot right into the second turn team, where you pivot into a fast team that's not the conventional Lila team all the time. That's this one, right? You saw the Oliver, you went these two picks, you saw like he's speed contesting, so you just went for like Ethna, like a speed contest as well. I don't know if that's the way you should play. I mean, I do advocate and tell people to, you know, be able to pivot into a different type of team. But right now, I think you're pivoting way too early when you don't have to. A lot of people are mad and not happy with the state of Haegang is because it allows you to continuously push your play style, whether they're fast or slow. The Haegang is their backup unit that saves your entire team, your way of playing your very first turn. So if you're going to be playing Haegang, Tomoe like that, I think you're still in a very good spot. Whether they go second turn, whether they go first turn, you don't have to force yourself to pick out another speed threat right away and try to force yourself to go first. I mean, this is a great Ethna, to be fair. Swift, broken, 240 speed, very high attack, 100 crit rate. I like it. But I think right now, if you want to try out this team, you should learn how to, you know, push this team up to a certain level. And I think you can. The rune quality is great. It's not bad. Make sure that this Haegang is more of a Sonya trap. So take less damage from wind and such. It will be best. Defense artifacts will be also good because the higher the defense, obviously, the higher the chance you're not going to get ignored. Now, some other units that I'll add on to this, probably, one will be Jessica. Jessica's not too bad here because it does land, it does do a strip and does land debuffs, which helps the Lila. The one downside for this team that you're currently running is that you don't have any beneficial blocks. Oh no, this one, harmful effect removal. This is what I'm trying to find. Oh, you could run the Zima, yeah, so they can't remove harmful effects. So there's the best I was talking about. Lila does it too. Ooh, okay. Never mind. So those are the only options. So maybe add the Zima because you do have Zima. It has to have a decent Swift set or Violent set. It kind of throws people off. They don't know if it's on a Violent or Swift set. So I think that's pretty cool with that unit too. So let's try to add those. Make sure we add Lysol. Great water damage dealer. Let's say Amber gets banned, or let's say you need damage dealers for your last two picks, but you know that Amber's gonna get banned, or you don't think it's going safe to go Amber or water and like let's say wind or fire, or you don't have a good one. Lysol will be another good hard counter to whatever, you know, high fire draft that the opponent made. You could go for a one-shot type of thing too. So like these are the hard counters I'm picking out. Like this is a great unit too. I mean John could be a great unit as well. I'm picking out a lot of stuff, but I'm just trying to tell you that you should try to, you know, push yourself in running a certain type of comp. Like if you see Sean B, you don't see him running Lucia, or you don't see him running Miles really. Camila, I don't think you need these units here. Angela, Camila was good at a certain point, like 2 seasons ago, but I think it did die out. I think Chow or something is a lot better against like Chandra and stuff these days. So you could try that because you do have Chandra. So I'll take that out too. I'll take the Helena out. And yeah, just add units that would perfect your Lila team. And you also have Isis. Where's Isis? Yeah, Isis too. So I mean, I think Sean B is really teaching you how to play his game. Jaina is actually going to be great there too. If you watch him and see how he does it, sometimes he does go for the outspeed. But it is not with like Ethna, because Ethna is very aggressive, is not that very tanky, not too much control. There is enough control, but Ethna is very hard to run and very easy to kill. So if she doesn't perform when she moves forward, it's kind of unfortunate. So I'd rather have you run maybe like Escher on the fastest set, or even a Zima if you get as fast. We all know that Sean B runs his Ren, right? And that's the reason why I checked out if you had Ren. But this is the type of team I'll run. Again, remember you have Haegang. Haegang is a really obnoxious unit against people that goes first turn. Unless they're like a snipey comp. It's very obnoxious. So don't have to force yourself to go for a pivot into a fast type of team, right? When you see the opponent going first turn, you could hold that off until your last pick to add in a second speed lead or some sort, okay? But instead, try and play so that you are countering the opponent's draft. Your last 4 or 5 picks are so important where it has to be, in a sense, it's hard for them to choose or decide on banning whether the Hei or banning your last pick. And by doing so, you'll have one advantage RNG wise or of some sort, either due to Hei passive or due to your rune quality allowing you to either outspeed or cut in so that you could, one shot one of their units, so on and so forth. So I think that's how you should play, and by doing so, I think you will see some more success. Like if I had to, I'll probably take out some units here. Probably take out like this, this, Miles too. I mean, you're not really playing that game, so I'll take some of those out. If you look at the runes, I think like Smicer's not runed that well. It should be 100 res. If you're giving it 90 res, just go for something else. Just make it a lot tankier. I think this is garbage right now. I mean, 90 res is no res. Same with this one, Lucia. 70 res is no res. Vertihill, I'd rather kill the speed a little to get more tankiness, like to 210, 205. It's fine. I think it's a little squishy. The longer your Vertihill lives in situations that is really needed, the higher chance that you win. A lot of these are fast, but they're squishy. So it tells me that you have probably gems and grind issues. That are not that great. A Mea Wing, I think you could find a much better build than this. Go a crit damage build and try to keep the tankiness, but kill the attack. So probably, crazy how you got all that attack from HP main stats, but you really don't need this much attack because he gains more attack as turns pass. So he will eventually hit like a truck, but he does have to be on a crit damage build and also needs decent accuracy. Same with Jaina. I think it's fast, it's great, but if you're going to add this unit into this team, I think at least one unit needs to do decent damage. So go a crit rate build if you want to keep a tanky or a very efficient Jaina. Crit rate is still good, or go crit damage, but I think crit rate in this team will be a little better because she has like passives that do more damage if her attack speed is faster and stuff. So she might be able to gain the advantage there. But that was it for this account review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. What do you guys think of this account? Do you guys think that he could get P1? If you do, please put in the comment below. Give me your thoughts on what type of team he should be running. If you guys want account reviews like this, please join my Patreon, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.